Hello Pisces and welcome to your August 2026 monthly horoscope. My name is Justyna. Welcome to my channel. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Alright, so today we are going to look at some of the most important events happening in the month of August, and I'll tell you how they may influence your life. On a deeper level, I follow Western astrology, tropical zodiac, and these horoscopes are most accurate for your rising sign, also called the ascendant sign. However, you can also watch them for your moon sign or your sun sign if you wish, just to get a bigger picture and a wider perspective upon your life. So welcome. All right, so we start with Chiron, the wounded healer, stationing retrograde at 0 degrees of Taurus on August the 3rd. And this is happening in your area of communication, of your mindset, of siblings, your relationship with your siblings as well, short distance travel. So Chiron turning retrograde, and bear in mind this year, this is just a very short lasting influence until about the 18th of September, at which point Chiron will return back into Aries and it will come back to Taurus in early 2027. Chiron entered Taurus on the 19th of June. So this year, this is just a preview. Not everything might resonate at this point. Next year, this is when this transit starts on a much larger scale. All right, so Chiron turning retrograde. This is a chance for you to heal any wounds connected to communication overall, to your intellect, to self-trust or trust in yourself, trust in your own in your own intellect. So self-trust. Fear of speaking up, fear of public speaking, for example, or generally during this time, during the retrograde phase of Chiron, any unhealed memories, wounds, emotions associated with any wounds connected to criticism. So perhaps when you were criticized for your knowledge, for how much you know about a certain topic, you were made to feel like you didn't know enough, or you didn't know, your knowledge wasn't sufficient, for example, or perhaps when you doubted yourself, your intellect, when you felt like you were not being heard. So this is generally a major healing phase when Chiron will be bringing some of these wounds gradually up to the surface, maybe during certain situations that occur in your life, things that you hear during listening to a podcast or watching a movie or a video or whatever else it is. Here, these sort of wounds might resurface around this time, helping you to see them from a different light, different perspective, helping you to heal them and release them. So you might be also questioning your beliefs, especially those limiting beliefs. You might be more aware of any limiting beliefs that hold you back, especially if you're hesitant and if you feel like something is stopping you, holding you back from making a certain decision, from committing to a certain goal objective, from trying something new. It might be that a certain unhealed wound, belief about what you're capable of, what you should be or should not be doing, is holding or stopping you from moving forward with your life. So a major hair transit here. And this year, it's just a little influence, a little preview. But you can heal. You can heal those wounds connected to communication, self-confidence, self-assertion. If you have creative blockages, if you've been wanting to write a book, or if you've been wanting to have your own podcast, but there's an inner voice telling you that you're not good enough, that you shouldn't. This is a chance for you to break this pattern or break this cycle once and for all. So this retrograde gives you an amazing opportunity for healing your voice, for trusting yourself, for learning to trust yourself, for learning to trust your confidence, your intellect. Now on August the 11th, Mars, the planet of action, drive, motivation, courage, enters the sign of Cancer, water cardinal sign Cancer. That's on the 11th of August, and this is your 5th house. So Mars will stay here for more or less 7 weeks. Mars in Cancer, this is the sign of its fall. So this transit brings more confidence, more passion, especially about any creative projects, any hobbies, interests, your love life, any entrepreneurial ideas even. This is a very exciting transit also for going on a date, for doing something that you're passionate about, something that really excites you. This is the kind of energy that can also give you more confidence, more courage when it comes to engaging in activities that bring that sense of happiness and joy. This is the kind of energy that can push you to engage and to take risks without overthinking every single step along the way. Be mindful of making any impulsive decisions, emotionally driven decisions, especially if they involve money, finance, because the fifth house is also connected to gambling. Watch out, especially here since Mars in Cancer is quite not the most comfortable of placement for Mars, and we can get easily triggered, emotionally speaking, under the influence of this energy. So watch out, especially when it comes to making impulsive decisions, romantic or risk-taking related, or watch out for any tendencies that would make you take unnecessary risks. Now on August the 12th, we've got the solar eclipse in the sign of Leo happening at around 20 degrees of Leo, and this is happening in your area of the 6th house. So this is a continuation of an eclipse cycle that started in February 2026. And this is the very first eclipse in Leo in this cycle. So this is a South Node solar eclipse. The South Node is now in Leo as of the 26th of July. The North Node is in Aquarius at this point. So very often with a South Node solar eclipse, even though it's a solar eclipse, because of the South Node, which carries a karmic undertone, something needs to be eclipsed out of our life before we can begin something new. This is connected to your everyday life, to your lifestyle, to your everyday reality. So this is the kind of energy that could introduce and bring lifestyle changes, work-related changes, so job changes, how you work and how your daily life is structured overall, changes to your responsibilities, duties. And there is usually also a greater attention that we put when we have this house activated by the eclipse upon our diet, upon what we eat. So lots of different responsibilities. This is also the area of our skills. You might be very keen to learn or refresh existing skills or learn new skills in order to improve your job prospects, for example, as well. So here, this is generally an eclipse connected to improvements, self-improvements, health-related improvements, daily habits, responsibilities, shift, and changes. This is the kind of energy that wants you to prioritize your health, your well-being. So you might be starting a new job during this time. You might be starting a new health regime, maybe joining a gym or starting a new fitness routine, a new diet, becoming a vegetarian or a vegan or a pescatarian, for example. Whatever the scenario, this sort of energy really, really encourages and pushes you to start a healthier routine, a healthier lifestyle, to improve your daily life, daily reality, and to simplify it as well. So what feels supportive, what doesn't? What is sustainable at this point in your life and what isn't? And if what isn't, then it's time to perhaps think about eliminating, letting go of any negative habits and sustainable routines. On the 23rd, we start Virgo season. This is when the sun enters Virgo. And this is the season of productivity, improvement, becoming more organized. This is when your energy shifts towards your relationships, one-to-one relationships, connections you have with others, partnerships. This is overall when your partnerships become your priority, and not just your marriage or personal relationships, but also professionally speaking, so professional ones as well. So this is the kind of energy that can help you improve your relationships. You can gain more clients during this time. And this is the kind of energy that also can help you to strengthen your existing relationships. This is a good time for generally engaging in any collaborations, in any partnerships, for doing things with others, working with others. And for even if it's in your marriage, a good time for improving your relationships in a way that perhaps spending more quality time together, perhaps working on a mutual project, booking a holiday together. So it's all about these one-to-ones. That's what Virgo season is for you. So it's about finding a healthier balance as well. All right, so on the 27th, on the other hand, we've got a Mercury kazimi. So Mercury and the Sun conjoin in the sign of Virgo at 4 degrees in your 7th house. So have a look if you have any placements at around 4 degrees in your 7th house. This is very significant because with the kazimis, this is often connected to perhaps some realizations about your relationship, about a client relationship, about about any imbalances even in these one-to-one dynamics. And this is a day of to listen to your gut feeling, to your intuition, for writing things down. Usually those Mercury kazimis, they bring interesting ideas, realizations, answers to our questions. And for you, this is connected to your relationship. During this time and also during Virgo season, relationships are your mirror. They can really help you understand what's working in your life, what needs to change in your relationship, maybe in your behavioral patterns as well. Now, the day after that Mercury kazimi, we've got a lunar eclipse in Pisces happening at 4 degrees of Pisces, the same degree of the Mercury kazimi that takes place on the 27th, but in the opposing sign, because the lunar eclipse takes place at 4 degrees of Pisces, and the Mercury kazimi takes place at 4 degrees of Virgo. So this eclipse activates that degree of the Mercury kazimi the day after, because it happens on the 28th in your first house. So this is a cycle of eclipses that started back in September 2024. And can you remember what happened during 2024? So this is a cycle basically that is connected to you versus others, your identity, your persona, your personal direction, and your close relationships. So this cycle is almost coming to an end. We've got one final eclipse happening next year around February in the sign of Virgo. This is the final eclipse in Pisces in your first house. In this cycle, at this point, the nodes are already in Leo and Aquarius. So what's going on? What's happening here? There's a major shift happening in the area of the self, the solar point that is in your 7th house. So this is a very important eclipse of the year for you. It's happening in your sign, in your first house. So an important chapter connected to your personal life, to your life direction is coming to a culmination. And this is a cycle when you are reinventing yourself. Think about how much you have changed since this cycle started in September 2024, emotionally, mentally, spiritually as well. So generally this is a shift happening here without a doubt. But at the same time, something in your personal life is coming to a conclusion. Something is coming to a conclusion, especially since we've got an opposition to Mercury as well. Mercury in the 7th house, along with the solar point as well. So during this time, your relationships become the mirror through which you see yourself much, much more clearly. This is also a time when you might be more aware of any imbalances in your life, in your relationships especially. This could be connected also to an important conversation, decision you may have to make connected to someone important in your life. You might go through a certain degree of shift even as well. So make sure to communicate as honestly as you can during this time. Pisces energy can bring a certain degree of confusion, lack of clarity. This isn't a time to rush too quickly into making any major changes, major decision. Sleep with it. Take a couple of days if you have to. Avoid making major decision purely to make others happy. This is a time to also think about what makes you happy. What's important to you? If things are not clear, communicate. Communicate, clear the air. This is a very important eclipse. You are completing an important cycle here connected to your own direction. All right, so thank you so much, Pisces. I wish you a productive month, and until the next time, bye for now.